Okay, in the bottom section, 1 through 6 here, we're going to look at manipulating expressions that have imaginary numbers in them. So here we've got 1 plus 5i plus 1 minus 5i. Well, the question here is, do you need to do FOIL? The answer to that would be no, because we are adding. And if you're adding, all you need to do is combine up like terms. So we've got a 1 and a 1, and we've got a 5i and a 5i. So you've got whole number plus whole number, I plus I. So 1 plus 1 is 2. 5i plus negative 5i, hey, those cancel. So your answer here is the whole number 2. Okay. On the second one, do we need to do FOIL on this one? The answer is no, because we are subtracting. So here we need to be careful because we need to subtract off the 7 and we need to subtract off the 9i. So it might be helpful to rewrite this. This is 2 plus 6i minus 7 minus 9i. And now we just need to combine up like terms. Whole number plus whole number, I plus I. 2 plus negative 7 is negative 5. 6i minus 9i is negative 3i. So there's your reduced expression. On number 3, do we need the FOIL? Answer is yes. We need the FOIL. Okay? So because these two terms and these two terms are multiplied together, and these aren't conjugates, so we need to FOIL. So 5 gets multiplied by both, so 5 times 6 is 30. 5 times negative 2i is negative 10i. Then we multiply the second term by both. Negative 6i times 6 is negative 36i. Negative 6i times negative 2i is positive 12i. I times I is I squared. And I squared needs to ring a bell, because I squared equals negative 1. Very important. So now let's combine up any like terms, and let's change our I squared. Sorry, I guess I should show you that. Your I squared, let's change that to negative 1. So here we've got 30. These two terms can combine together to get you negative 46i. And then this is plus 12 times I squared equals negative 1. So that's 12 times negative 1. So this is 30 minus 46i minus 12. These can combine together to get you 18 minus 46i. And there's your final reduced expression. Okay? Now, let's look at number 4. Number 4, we've got 2 plus 2i, 2 minus 2i. Well, look, these two terms and these two terms are the same. They're just opposite signs. So you would normally do FOIL, but because they're conjugates, the outers and inners cancel. So you only really need to do first and last. First and last. So 2 times 2 is 4. 2i times negative 2i is negative 4i squared. And then remember, I squared is negative 1. So here we've got 4 minus 4 times negative 1 minus times a minus times a negative turns into a positive. So this is 4 plus 4. So this equals 8. Okay? So there's your basic number operations, adding, subtracting, and multiplying. We'll deal with dividing tomorrow. And then what happens if we were solving an equation? Well, here we have x squared plus 80 equals 0. So if we were to solve this, get x by itself, x squared would equal negative 80. So to get the x by itself, you would have to take the square root of both sides. So x would equal positive or negative square root of negative 80. Okay. Now we need to reduce that square root. So what's the perfect square factors in 80? Well, we can try the 235 method. Divided by 2, you get 40, not a perfect square. Divided by 3, that's a decimal. Divided by a 5, what is that? Oops. 80 divided by 5, 16. Hey, that's a perfect square. So we're going to break this up into 16 times 5. So x equals positive or negative. Square root of 16 is 4. The negative comes out as an I. And then you're left with square root of 5. Okay. Now, on the last one, we're also solving here. So again, we're going to get rid of the exponent last. So let's bring over the 1 first. So this is 4x squared equals negative 1. Got to move the coefficient next. So this is x squared equals negative 1 divided by 4. And I would leave it like this because the next step is to take the square root. And there's something very nice about the numbers 1 and 4. They're both perfect squares. So x equals positive or negative square root of negative 1/4. Well, what is the square root of negative 1/4? It's positive or negative square root of 1, which is 1, over square root of 4, which is 2, and then the square root of a negative is I. So your answer for this is x equals plus or minus 1/2 I.